Oh, let's
just show
let's
it
do
right
that.
now.
Let's do
All right,
that.
let's do that. Here we go. We're already set up for it. All right, Duke, you and me. We're gonna go over things. We're not gonna duel just yet. We'll go over some of this stuff.
There's my beefy boy.
There he is. We keep it simple. Small Brawlhalla. All right, guys. The great sword. Welcome the newest weapon in Brawlhalla.
Here we go. Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to swing that big chonker around a little bit. Kind of give people an idea.
I actually haven't seen this with the final art. I've only seen it with the art. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the illustration team did a really good job with him and his design and everything, man. I'm always grateful to see him. So y'all are kind of swinging it around.
Swinging it around. Yeah, there's a little bit of explaining to do here because you see in a whole bunch of moves. And,
it definitely looks like there's more moves going on right now than there are buttons, right? Yeah.
yeah, and that's a good point. You see, because like check it out, right? Here's the neutral light. Okay, well that makes sense. That looks like a neutral light. Here's the down light. Okay, that's the down light. But a neutral light comboed into the down light looks like this. That second hit becomes a hold. The down light, when it's used as the second move in this chain, becomes a different hit. What do we call it? What's this?
So
bridge.
Yeah,
that's the bridge right there. So that's the down light bridge, right? And then you've got like the side light instead on the follow up. If you do another neutral light, it looks like that. But you could even do the 3 hits. And then there's all kinds of dodge reads and stuff you get to do with that, right?
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. So as you said, like you have every button press has an opener, a bridge, and a closer.
Yeah.
You know, this is a weapon of 3 hits, unless you get a little fancy, because out of any one of those, you notice that when you swing, he enters a different stance. Now this is only a stance if you move, if you dodge, if you jump, anything, you break out of it. Right?
Right.
But what that allows you to do is, let's say you've conditioned your opponent to always to try and run away or jump up or dodge down or spot dodge after a hit. Well, there's a follow-up to that if you know how to read your opponent. So this is not only the weapon of optional on hits, but it is the weapon of reads. If you're the type of person that can condition and get your opponent read your opponent as to their reactions, you're gonna have a good time with this weapon.
I'm already having a good time, Daryl. So see, I went for like the auto combo there, and you know, most of them can be dodged out of.
Yeah,
but that's where the reads come into play. You can stop yourself between any of those moves, and you can chase dodge in between them and still get the bridge. That's an important thing to know, right? You can, and the down air combos a lot into, like grounded down airs combo into the regulars a good bit.
Well, to be clear, if you chase dodge after a person, you're resetting your combo. So if you open and then chase dodge, the next thing that's going to come out again is an open. It's a little complex. Really it's a little thick to chew on, but you know, once you guys get it and start playing around with it, oh my god, I can't wait till you guys get it and start playing around with it. And I'm talking about the viewers out there, the players and everything. I just cannot wait for them to get this weapon in their hands.
Seriously. Yeah, there was Eric was telling me about, like, he was like telling me there's this cool string you can do where you dash cancel in the middle of it, and I was like, oh man, you can do resets in your combos. Like, that's crazy.
So the idea was, like, you know, this isn't a weapon that, you know, the moment you start hitting on a person that they're just kind of locked in until they get a successful dodge or way out. If you do 3 hits, the 3rd hit is a send. It's gonna reset the neutral. So it's a weapon where you're constantly getting in, get your damage in, and then let's go back at it. But you can mix that up a little bit by throwing in chase dodges, by jumping afterwards. You know, if that's how you read a person, that's how you read them, to kind of keep it going a little bit. But you know, the idea of it being a weapon of optional on hits, it means that, you know, it's more of a string weapon than a true combo weapon.
Yeah, that makes sense. But you still get nice beefy hits if you like the side air is a monster, the recovery's a monster. The ground pound's a serious monster for good reason. It's got some startup. You can see.
Yeah, do that. Do the
you're gonna just crush people.
Yeah, do the Sair and hit the ground. There's something that is notable. When you do an air move and lands on the ground, you enter a stance. So you literally that can serve as your opener to continue
like
exactly like you did. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
You
exactly
can come down with a side air or anything, and you start. Your next move will be the bridge if you land a grounded aerial.
Now I know people might look at this, and then people might look at this and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's broken." I can't really speak to or tell you exactly what the startup on a lot of this stuff is. Like if you swing that Sair, the startup on that it's a lot. You can see that there's a lot of room there. So it's going to take some maneuvering and creativity on the Greatsword user's part to kind of get that, and the opponent's going to want to try and stuff it, and that's the design of the weapon.
This is already so fun. I'm so into this.
Yeah.
Daryl, I had a question.
Sure.
Oda kind of showed it a little bit, but how about going over how the gravity cancels work? Because, of course, we have these opener, bridge, ender strings now. If you do a gravity cancel version of attack, do you just choose which one you get, or how does that work?
Well, when you do the gravity cancel, you basically get the ender for the weapon. So if you can quick jump gravity cancel close to the ground, you can get to the enders right away without having to go through the entire straining path.
Normally,
and keep in mind. Go ahead.
So I was gonna say, normally to get this move we're doing, that's the downlight ender, right? It would have to be something like. It takes a bit to get
right.
that move.
Yeah, and it's not going to be every ender, because like the downlight's probably the most versatile as far as the type of enders that you get from it.
Yeah.
What you have is like, the downlight's going to do the spin, the side's going to do the poke, those types of things, just to kind of give you that in the air. What you can also see is that anytime you double tap a button, like say you do side side or down or neutral, you go straight from opener to close. You skip the bridge altogether.
Right. And you even get a little. I'm noticing if I do this, I didn't even realize this, but let's say I do neutral side down. That's the downlight ender for neutral side down. That's a whole different ender than down, giving you that swing.
What you'll see is a lot of the times it more along the lines boils down to when you're pressing the button, what stances they're in. There's the neutral stance where the back is kind of to the camera. There's a side stance where the sword's kind of still up front, and then there's the down stance where the sword's kind of been pulled behind. And from there, you can kind of get an idea. Okay, well, the person's on the bridge. That means that these are the 3 moves that can come out from this stance, and it kind of works out that way.
There's 2 different stances.
There's 3 stances.
There's 3 different stances. And you get different bridges based on which stance you just enter.
You can go ahead, actually go ahead and like just do the neutral and then just don't press anything, because they'll go back into.
Yeah. So that's one stance there. You do
that's
the neutral.
one.
That's a different one.
Yeah.
And then, what's the third one?
Do you see the sword's behind them?
That one.
Yeah, do side down. That's probably easier to see the down. Did you notice that his sword's kind of cocked behind his head?
Yeah.
That's the down stance. After a while, people are going to get used to seeing him, but it's new, so it's going to be like, it's going to be that hairy period of I don't know how this thing works. Hopefully,
it's going to be good. When we get this in the hands of the players, I'm excited. You know who I think is going to dominate with this weapon? Remy, Noel, and the Ninja 729. They're gonna the first tournament that Jaeyun is legal in, which is not the midseason championship, by the way.
Gotta slip that esports in there.
It's Remy, Noel, the Ninja 729. Those are the guys.
Sure. I don't know if this was planned, but man, I hear chat want to see those SIGs on that greatsword. I mean, let's not let's not disappoint here.
Hey, it's the charity stream.
What's going on?
The charity stream. We'll give them what
charity
they want.
Stream, man.
Let's do
yeah,
it.
folks, tune in. We got what 5 over 5,000 people here in the chat. Let's go.
Wait,
Let's go.
Yeah, we still have YouTube too.
watching, right? There's 5,300 people watching just on Twitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Oh
Let's
man,
go.
welcome,
Are we going in or are we
everybody.
showing
Thank
off?
you for being here.
Now everybody noticed
Dude,
that
let's
he had a
go
lot
in.
of
Let's
wind
go in.
wind
I'm
effects.
ready.
Yeah, go ahead. Just
Stakes,
do
you
'em.
got to apply the
Get in
stakes.
there.
People don't want to just see what they are. We got to apply them.
Welcome to Brawlhalla.
Oof. Oh, Duke, you're wrecking me, dude.
Oh,
You didn't see that coming?
Welcome to Brawlhalla.
Oh. that side sig might be my favorite. That
It feels powerful when you
the
land.
charge.
yeah. Our boy Professor Jade came up with that. He kind of stepped into the realm of doing character stuff out of effects for this guy. He lent me a great hand, and he came up with that move, and I was like, oh, that's phenomenal. That's gotta happen.
Oh snap! Now we're showing sword six.
Go back to Sword Six. I mean, go at it, man. I
We'll
still
show you the Sword
see.
Six.
Look, I still see 5 stocks on the board, man. What's going on here?
Ah, you already knew the trick.
You know the trick.
he knew my tricks.
Now, something you guys might notice with the recovery and with the ground pound. Do you notice how off center the threat is there? Like when you do that, y'all are going out. Don't let me stop you. Don't let me stop you.
Sorry, Daryl. What
We
we
tried something a little different. We tried something a little different, messing around with the lanes, the push-off lane, like in the RE Sports terms we use is the the wall lane and the push-off lane.
Yeah.
I wanted to mess around with that a little bit, so that this weapon kind of puts you in a different lane than where you're aiming for with your opponent, and that hopefully that's going to do some shaking up, meta-wise, everything. Y'all are serious?
We're going in.
Get quiet. We're shouting.
It's a
Duke's got me on the great sword mirror. I need sword to stay in the game.
So one thing of note about the greatsword is you can't switch directions. So if you actually get behind a greatsword user, like it's really hard for a greatsword user to
they got to bail. They got to
to
bail.
punish.
Like,
Yeah, they have to dodge out or jump out.
right. Exactly. With another thing to notice is that when you just throw out the moves, your ability to go into the next move is going to be slower. I.e., there's a little bit more of a cooldown than when you connect. So if you miss, it's not like the greatsword player can be out there like Star Wars boy just kind of swinging while you're off there waiting for him to be done. You can get in there. There's moments, there's opportunity to kind of get in there because they're slower. There are miss cooldowns on all the moves just to make sure that someone's not just walling you off.
That makes
This
sense.
is crazy.
Little
I can't. Oh my god, I can't believe he's out. I can't believe he's out
Dude,
here.
Daryl,
Just
Congratulations,
seeing him out in
man.
the world.
Honestly,
Just seeing him out in the world.
This is a fantastic weapon. You're an amazing designer. This is really cool, and the community's gonna love this, I'm sure.
Yeah, hopefully the whole design direction was this is a weapon that you can kind of pick up, hit buttons and look cool, and that'll help people kind of like people that are a little apprehensive and everything just to try the thing out. But then because there's just so many options everywhere, the skill ceiling should be really high. I want to see people out there labbing the heck out of this weapon.
There's a lot to lab. I feel like we're barely scratching the surface.
Oh. Are there any moves you particularly like, Daryl, on the
Man,
greatsword?
like I said, the side greatsword is probably one of my favorites. I mean, but all of his greatsword moves just kind of like have this really weighty honk to him. Using that earth looked. If you notice that the side greatsword has an air attack that functions differently because he's not pounding the ground anymore when he lands. There you go.
That was good.
Yeah. The on the sword though, we threw a little bit of attitude into some of his charge ups. Oh, you guys have nothing but great sword here. If you charge any of those up, well, I guess if someone gets one. Oof,
I want to
there it
let
is.
people know I've been going for it, and you know, so other
Yeah.
people will be better at landing it than me. But this spike's nasty.
Hey y'all out there, man. Foda had a hand in getting this weapon because I mean, once COVID hit, we all started working from home, and it became very clear and apparent that playtesting was actually kind of a problem, because before it'd be like, hey, I need a playtest, people grab around computers and start going at it. Well, can't really do that. So Foda got everything set up, and then he was helping us kind of test the weapon out when it was kind of like the smaller teams and all that. Gave a lot of good feedback. So Foda out there stepping up. Y'all know it.
Dude, thanks for that, man. This is the first weapon I really had any input. I mean, we all input, you know, we give feedback, we test it, you know, everybody, but
Hold up.
This is the first time I got to be involved, kind of. What do you have? What's up?
Yeah, charge up some of those regular sword moves, man. Like the neutral here.
Okay.
Do the full charge.
Oh, yeah.
That
You know,
kinda,
we're missing
that
out
kinda
on all these
fun
amazing
play.
effects.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, effects team did a really good job on my boy here. And the side, the little side here.
There is something about this down sig I want to talk about a little bit. It's fun. So it's a little bit like Bodvar's sword down sig in terms of like where it sends, but it behaves differently in that it has this feint during the charge. Like you can just straight up like skill dodge people and punish for it. But not only
If they're
that,
coming
if
in.
you dash and use it, the step back doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
So you can,
yeah, we
you
started
can still just swing it.
we started implementing that kind of idea a while back. You know, some really aggressive players, you know, on our staff were just like, hey, you know, don't really like the feint moves because I don't feel like I can be aggressive with it. You know, we started like, you know, saying, hey, what happens if you don't get that kind of stuff when you've dashed in? You know, obviously after dash was released and that kind of thing. So yeah, that was a good thing. It kind of looks like he hops forward when he does it too. So happy.
Yeah, no, it serves
happy
a
there.
legit. We've definitely in testing nailed some sick feint punishes, but then you got the step back and send you off. That's a fun. I was trying
Right.
to land that on Duke. But he knew the tricks.
Yeah.
You know what? When you're playing
Oh,
against
man.
the character, you gotta know what people are
You
gonna
gotta
do.
know what they're up to.
You gotta know those day one tricks.
day one combos. Yeah.
But that's Jaeyun, man, the cell sword, the sword master. You can't be a sword master and like, you know, not use a sword. So,
You can't be the sword salesman.
Yeah, he
sword
sells the
all
services
day.
of his sword. Oh, come on, Duke. Let me spike you.
Oh
So I can't make it easy.
yeah.
Oh!
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm waiting to see the dirty edge guards and that come out of this, man. I saw Duke with some really good ones during playtesting, so I've seen the potential.
There's already a lot. I see some people asking for the skins. You are gonna have to tune in to the Tuesday dev stream to see
Hold
the
off.
skins. Tuesday dev stream.
Oh man.
Unless